Hey there, I am going to talk to you about an awesome supplement called Omegagize 3. So Omegagize 3 is the fish oil supplement from Young Living that provides us with the omega-3 fatty acids that our bodies really need. So now, first of all, one thing that really sets Young Living apart is the research that they put into any one of their products. So what I mean by that is you can get omega-3 fatty acids from multiple sources, and oftentimes people think, well, let's go with a plant-based source. So what Young Living did was they looked at fish oil and they looked at flaxseed oil, and they actually noticed that the molecular structure of fish oil most similarly duplicated what was already present in our heart, our eyes, and our brain. So those omega-3s that are present, the EPA and DHA that are the building blocks of our brain, heart, and eyes, fish oil had a very similar molecular structure. So that's why that was used, so that our body's not having to go and try to translate these different fats to then be able to actually use them. So that's one other thing that kind of sets Young Living apart, is their attention to detail in that effect. So why do we take omega-3 fatty acids? They can help to normalize triglyceride levels in the blood, to promote healthy blood pressure levels, to slow plaque buildup in the arteries, to increase cognitive function, need that, to reduce mood disorders, also need that, to promote a healthy weight, and to reduce inflammatory response within the body. So really, to keep your body functioning is the Cliff Notes version. So does it matter if your body needs these building blocks? What would be the harm of just taking fish oil by itself? So basically, when you consume these omega-3 fatty acids, if there's no antioxidant agent added to it, when you consume them, it's actually going to oxidize within your body or go rancid. So the problem with that is when you take something in that's rancid, this is another reason why, you have to be careful with carrier oils and things like that when you're using them, is because it can actually do your body more harm than good when you add that oxidation into your body. So that is one reason that Young Living added a small amount of vitamin E to the Omegagize 3 formula. Now, you can overdo levels of vitamin E, so obviously they want to make sure that they reduce that rancidity without throwing off the balance of the vitamin E in your body. Now, if you take just fish oil by itself and don't give any vitamin E, it can actually, as it turns rancid, deplete your vitamin E stores. So they gave that extra little boost of vitamin E to help bring that balance, but they wanted more of an antioxidant effect for the supplement to help preserve it and keep it from going rancid. So what they added, they did tests of all the different essential oils, and they found that clove oil and German chamomile actually prevented oxidation of the fish oil even better than the vitamin E did. So they added all three, one to keep your vitamin E in balance, and then the other two, the German chamomile and the clove essential oil, because they are lipid soluble, so they will bind with that fish oil. You can't add a water product to an oil, so since essential oils are lipid soluble, they will mix with that oil and actually be absorbed into the body. Another thing that's important about the vitamin E added to Omegagize 3, if you go and look up a multivitamin that you get at the grocery store, for instance, most often when you flip over the box and you look up the vitamin E, it will say something like alpha tocopherol. That sounds perfectly fine. What most people don't know is there's actually 8 forms of vitamin E. There are tocopherols and tocotrienols. They both have an alpha, beta, gamma, and delta set within them. So that's 8 different forms of vitamin E. And of course, Young Living includes all 8 forms in Omegagize 3. So now why don't we just stop there, and we've got, a high quality triple filtered fish oil to help get the heavy metals and the PCBs and all of the things that you find in fish naturally. So it's triple filtered, we've got this good quality fish oil, and we've got the vitamin E to prevent rancidity. Let's stop there, right? No. So as you increase the amount of lipid-soluble antioxidants, you can actually cause an imbalance in the hormone vitamin D. So as you see, when you take that fish oil, you can throw off the vitamin E levels. Then when you add the vitamin E in and you've got these lipid-soluble antioxidants, well, now we can throw off vitamin D.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
And so could you go and just stand out in the sun for hours? Maybe, but then that puts you at an increased risk for other health issues caused by increased sun exposure. So what Young Living did was they actually added 960 IUs of vitamin D to Omegagize 3 to help offset the balance, or the imbalance rather, created by that chain effect of supplementing here, and then we're going to balance the scales as we go along. So vitamin D is essential for bone health. There's a link between mood disorders and obesity and low levels of vitamin D, so it's very important that we keep that vitamin in balance. So then why did we add CoQ10? So vitamin D actually requires a binding protein for it to be incorporated within the body. That just so happens to be what CoQ10 does. So it is an additional fat-soluble antioxidant, but it regenerates vitamin E and it accelerates fat metabolism. So when you're including a bunch of healthy fats, we want to be able to metabolize those. So this results in significant increases in vitamin D binding protein, and consuming vitamin D without CoQ10 does not optimize nutrition, and consuming omega-3s without consuming CoQ10 results in an unbalanced supplement. So CoQ10 is vital to the production of energy to the cell mitochondria. So we're talking down to the cellular level. Mitochondria take in the nutrients and convert them to usable energy. CoQ10 is found in the highest amounts in the organs with the highest energy demands, so our liver, kidneys, and our heart. It peaks at about age 21 and then declines from then on, and it rapidly declines after age 40. So we're also going to talk about the purity of the fish oil in Omegagize. So Young Living always makes sure that their supplements are way better than average and has the best quality and the best balanced nutrients in them. So there actually is a purity process that the fish oil undergoes to remove harmful toxins, PCBs, heavy metals, and dioxins.
You shall not pass!
And there are some fish oil manufacturers out there that will use a simple filtration process because it's less expensive and you can obtain an inferior fish oil with higher levels of contaminants, but most people don't know what's in their products. So Omegagize 3 is third-party tested, which guarantees that it will surpass all national and international standards for environmental pollutants. And one other tip is to keep Omegagize 3 refrigerated after you open it because we're trying to preserve the freshness. Another antioxidant tip. What is the difference between a fat-soluble antioxidant and a water-soluble antioxidant? So fat-soluble ones would be like the vitamin E and the clove oil and the German chamomile in Omegagize 3. So these are going to be those good healthy fats that are great for our brain, but they have those fat-soluble antioxidants. Ningxia Red can't be added to Omegagize 3 because oil and water don't mix. So it's important to take Ningxia Red and Omegagize 3 together because Ningxia Red is water soluble and Omegagize 3 is fat soluble. So that's another little tip here as we are trying to, boost our wellness with Ningxia Red and educate on the importance of Ningxia Red. Omegagize 3 is just kind of the little sister to pair in with that because you'll get those fat soluble antioxidants as well as the antioxidant packed nutrition of Ningxia Red. So do always make sure that you take those together so that your body can perform at its peak performance. So I hope that was helpful and I hope y'all have a great day.